give you a presentation about who we are, what we do as a company, and how we help people out. It's a nice picture. And that's in the financial, you know, a lot of people think about financial services, people, different things come to mind. And of course, they save the financial stuff for so. But myself, I've been, I'm originally from British Guyana, South America. I came up here with my parents in the mid-70s in Calgary. And I'm very fortunate we actually landed in Canada and not the U.S. No disregard, right?
That's why I'm here.
But no, I tell my dad many of times because he's the youngest of from a family of 11. And he had brothers and sisters already up in Florida and in New York, and he decided, he said, oh no, come here, come to New York, come for you. He goes, no, I'm going to go to Canada, right? And he took it upon himself to come up here to Canada, and when he did, then he sent for me and my mom to come up after. And I'm very blessed that we actually live in Canada, and I think, remind him of that, because we have a great opportunity, a great place, and sometimes we take it for granted. And if you don't travel, right, you do take what we have here for granted. Why? So that's what's one of the benefits of traveling, right? You get to see different places, you get to see different experiences, and see what it is outside of North America here, right? And I think traveling is one of the best places for people to get an experience and learn, right? Is by traveling, right? Because I've come across so many people, friends I grew up with, and they've never traveled outside of Alberta, never traveled outside of Canada. I'm like, what's going on? Why wouldn't you travel? Like, you get to actually appreciate what we have here, right? The more you travel, right? And which is fantastic. So I've been in financial services now for about 16 years. And it started out when I was 10 years old, and now I'm only I'm 30. Yes, actually. But what I liked, when I started this business, I didn't grow up wanting to be in financial services. I wanted to become an astronaut. Wasn't tall enough and at night for that, and then I wanted to be an aircraft pilot. Actually, I wanted to join the Canadian Air Force. They went through everything, but then at the last round, I injured my right eye, and they say, guess what? We're going to give you a $10 million jet to fly around, only with one eye's working, right? So there goes that. So I ended up doing accounting. Did accounting graduated from Mount Royal University. Did accounting. God did that, but I got bored. Same thing over again. Numbers, debits, credits. I've always enjoyed numbers. So then a friend of mine told me, well, why don't you get into financial services? You still help, you still work with numbers, but now you get to interact with people, right? They get to help you. And that tweaked my interest, right? Because I know when we first came to Canada, we didn't know what it is to have a mortgage. We didn't know, credit cards. We didn't have that, where we came from back home, right? So coming here, as first generation, there's a lot of things you just never taught, right? And you kind of have to stumble across it, learn the hard way, right? And that's one of the things I got involved in this industry, in this business, is just to help educate people, right? And the more information, the more knowledge people have, the better decisions they can make for themselves. Would you agree with that? Yeah. Right? And that's what we want to do. Experian Financial, we're a Canadian-born company. I've been around since 2013, and we're licensed right across Canada. We just opened up shop here in Alberta beginning of last year. Since opening up shop here, we have 2 branches here in Edmonton. We have 4 branches in Calgary, 1 branch in Red Deer, and then we just opened up a new branch in Yellowknife. So we're growing and we're expanding right across the board. And why that is just that, again, we want to help people. And even though we started here, we're actually started to our U.S. expansion. So now we're expanding to down in the States, which is great. And that's very rare. A lot of people, a lot of companies that usually start in the States and come up north. We're one of the first financial companies to start in Canada and move down south. And that's very exciting, right? Because that's a huge market. And for people who are on board with us now and are part of that expansion, they get the benefit from that. Our mission statement is really to help people build financial foundations for their families and to empower them to leave a legacy for tomorrow, right? And I know we go through a lot of things. I know some of the ladies we've talked to earlier today talk about fear, right? And worry and stress and depression. And some of the things that leads to that is finances, right? Unfortunately, it is what it is, right? So we want to help people alleviate that and educate them on that. We're licensed right across Canada. Talk about that. So some of our financial partners that we work with. I don't know if you recognize some of these companies, like Foresters. Have anybody heard of Manulife?
Yeah.
Right, Manulife, Empire Life, Desjardins, right, Blue Cross, right. So we're partnered with some of the best and the strongest financial corporations in Canada, right? And they're our partners that we broker for, right? What we do is simply this, right? Why are we doing it, right? So right now, as it stands, fewer women than men have a formal retirement plan, right? And we talk about planning. One of the ladies talked about earlier, having a plan, right, to do things. And a lot of people, we don't plan for finances, right? We get why that is. We go to work, come home, look after a family, get up and do the same thing. Next thing you know, a year's gone by, 5 years have gone by. We don't know what we have to do financially for ourselves, right? And what the plan pulls out. Some other stats here. Reports said that nearly 50% of people surveyed that if you don't have enough funds to cover them if they get a serious illness, right? So if you get a serious illness, and we usually have to talk about this is because unfortunately right now in Canada, 1 out of 3 Canadians get cancer, right? It is, it's not a fun stat, but it is what it is. So if somebody gets a serious illness like that, what's their financial safety net, right? And if you can't go to work now, and then you have, your family's worried, your spouse is worried, they're stressed. So how do you take care of that? So there's solutions to take away that stress, that take away that financial stress from people. CIBC, right? 32% of kids between 45 and 64 have nothing saved for retirement, right? And just like we talked, earlier with Scott, right? People, we earn money, but we never plan to put money aside, right? How do you budget for that? All right, and some people think, well, you need to save a gajillion dollars. No, if you start early enough or just have a plan, things can happen, right? But it's just knowing that those options are available to you. Right? Household debt's at an all-time high, right? So right now, 100%, 170%. So if a person makes $1, they're spending $1.70, right? And that's why credit cards, right, are high. Student loans, right? Everything's increasing. So how do people get out of this, right? And it comes down to people. When it comes down to taking care of their family, when it comes down to financial situations, and someone wants to pass away, if that income's gone from that household, right? What happens to that family's lifestyle? Right? If one of the breadwinners have passed away, what happens to the lifestyle for that family left behind? Right? So our solutions we provide for people, we talk about areas of protection, and that'd be insurance, final expense coverage, critical illness. The reason we talk about that, because nothing wrong with about fund me, but one time I hear a commercial of somebody talk about fund me, and I'm like, okay, what's it about? And someone says, fund me to take care of someone who's passed away. I scratched my head. Why would you do it? How wouldn't you have prepared, took things in your own hand and planned properly, so you don't have to go fund me, right? To take care of final expenses, or to send or people who are not born here but are born from another country, take your body back. It costs money, right? But again, we don't take the time to do that, right? So we cover, people have health and debt. So people have, we help people who are business owners, right? So some business owners have group and health and dental plans. We help people out with that as well. If they have staff, and we can shop around for them. Areas of retirement, I'm not going to go through everything. One thing I want to talk about is this here, tax-free savings account. A lot of people don't know is that they can use that account there. If they use it effectively, plan, they can use that account to give them a tax-free retirement money at income time, at retirement time. So at retirement time, they can use this account and maximize it. So now when you're ready to retire, the money that comes from this account It's tax-free, right? And you can utilize that, put that to your advantage, right? We talk about debts. We help people, do debt consolidations, debt counseling, help them get out of that situation so they can pay their house off earlier, pay off their student loans quicker, whatever the situation. We want to help them get rid of that debt, right? We also do auto and home insurance, right, as well, and areas of wealth spending. We also do wills and power of attorney, right? So, one of the two big takeaways I was telling on, let you guys know, is that if no one's ever sat down to show you how to put together your own tax-free pension account, copies, right? And everyone has an opportunity to do that. And not just that though, but what's good about this account here, for example, how many people deal with the bank?